Hey guys, Brandon here with Catalpa Apiary. I'm here at my home today and we need to do a quick hive check on our hive here. And I thought I might do a little more explaining as to what I'm actually looking for when I do a hive check. So come along. I'm going to use our hive tool here to crack open the inner cover. Got a few bees hanging out up here. All right, and as you can see, we've got some other bees that are hanging out up here. This actual top box here, we added, I think 2 weeks ago is when we added it. And so we don't expect to have a ton of, of drawn out comb or anything like that. They've certainly added the propolis, which is what they use to stick everything together with. So they've got that added here. It's kind of their first step. We'll take out this frame on the outer edge. Again, don't expect much activity. Got a few bees on it, but nothing drawn out, which again, we don't necessarily expect at this point. All right, so we've taken that one frame out. Let's kind of look at the center here. With any hive, they're gonna build from the bottom up and from the middle out. And so where we would expect to see the most drawn comb, brood, anything like that is going to be in these center frames here. Once those are built out, then they're going to continue to work their way out until we add another box on top of it. So if we look at one of these center frames here, again, I have not actually smoked these bees at all. They're being super calm, and I'm not going to smoke them unless I just have to. So we'll look at this, one of these innermost frames here, and I know I can already see that they have drawn out a ton of comb here. In fact, so this would be the fourth frame in. There's 1, 2, I took one out, so this will be the fourth frame in. If we look at it, they're already starting on the outside of the fourth frame. So they're doing a really good job at building out their comb, which is what we would expect. Got a little bit of comb here on the bottom, but that's not any type of queen cell or anything like that. It's nothing to worry about. And surprisingly, they built out actually quite a bit of honey here. So they've been building this frame out with their comb. They're packing it with nectar, and then they've actually already capped this honey. So that's a awesome sign. Shows how good this hive is actually doing. We'll set this frame to the side. Wow, this is such a great sign. I'm so excited to see the activity within this hive and how quickly they're working. Again, right now their goal is to build up both bees and honey for winter. And if you'll look at this, look at all that honey that they built up. This frame is heavy already. They're already capping it off. Just doing amazing work. And again, I have not smoked these bees once. They're super calm. They're just doing their job here. We'll look at one more frame here, and then I really want to get into the bottom box and see how things are going there. Look at this, almost a full frame of honey. It hasn't been capped yet, all of it, but that center part has been capped. Just looking amazing. So proud of them. Look at that. Got a little bit of wonky comb down here at the bottom, but it's not any kind of swarm cells or anything like that that we need to worry about. Just a little bit of comb that they built to connect the bottom box and this top box. Amazing work, little bees. Doing really good stuff here. We're also not seeing any kind of brood cells or brood in these top frames, which is good. Wouldn't expect it. They've got plenty of room down in the bottom to do the queen has to put her brood in. I'm going to take this light off. Need to just get rid of that anyway. Again, awesome work. Gosh, they've got 3-4 frames that is almost full of honey already. So they're just doing amazing things. All right, I'm gonna push these frames back together, being as easy as I can, trying not to get a little bee caught in there. In fact, I'm gonna smoke them a little bit. Not because they're being wild, but I don't want to kill any bees that I don't have to. So let's do a little bit of smoke there, push those frames together, and then get these back in place. And then we're going to take a look at the bottom. All right, all those frames are in place now. We'll go ahead and push them together. The reason we want to do that is so that they don't have a lot of extra space on the sides to build out any kind of comb. We want them. All right, so let's open up, pop this top box off, and see how things look underneath. It's amazing how. All right, let's take a look down here in the main brood chamber, we'll call it. Again, some of this is just some comb that they built in between the two boxes. I'm gonna smoke it a little bit. And try to remove some of this. We won't get rid of it. We'll keep it and melt that down. Get some of these bees moved off here. Inevitably, when you're checking your hive, you're going to lose a few bees simply because they get caught in between frames and things like that. Something we don't want to happen, but it's going to happen inevitably. But we want to be as careful as possible and try not to harm them. They're amazing little creatures. They do really work harder than any human works, in my opinion. All right, this last little bit off, knock it off there. You can see they're not wanting to give up. All right, so we got that done. You'll notice actually the last time I was in here, I did not push these frames together, so I'm hoping that hasn't caused any kind of issues. And I'm actually standing in front of the hive. You can see I had a trail of bees that were behind me waiting to go back into their hive. I think on the last video I talked about how you shouldn't stand in front of the hive. Unfortunately, this one backs up against the fence, and so I don't have much of an option. But I'll try to move away and let them move along. All right, so let's get in here, see how things are looking. Again, it was just 1 week ago that we checked on this hive. And the amount of work that they've done in a week is, again, just amazing. All right, on this frame, you can see make sure that you're able to see this. On this frame, you're able to see that a lot of this brood has actually hatched already. We do have some brood that will be hatching very soon on each side. Look at that honey there. Awesome. Turn it over. Oop. Turn it over, kind of the same thing here. We've got newly hatched brood. Looking good. I'm gonna set this frame over to the side. I know every video that I've put out, I've talked about hoping that we would see the queen. Once again, we'd love to see her. We'll see how that goes here. More newly hatched brood here. We got some larvae in there. See if I can show you where that larva is. So if you look down in these cells right in here, those little white larvae, those will be bees soon enough. Got some smaller larvae up there at the top. We turn it over. On this side, kind of the same thing. We've got some larvae that's in the process of being capped. And we've got eggs. So if you look, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but if you look over in these cells right in here, there's some little bitty white dots in there. White, almost looks like really tiny grains of rice. Those are our eggs. So once again, we've got a active queen in this hive doing amazing things. She's hatched out a full brood and she's hatched out a full brood and she's working on another one. Look at a couple more frames. Lots of cat brood here. So these will be hatching in just probably in the next week or so. It's a good sign. Another frame of brood here. Got larvae, we've got cat brood. Things are looking good there. Got a few drone cells there, that's fine. That Frame looks good. Kind of moving fast because I would love to see if I could find the queen and show her to you. But there again, that may not happen. Again, more cat brood, looking great here. No evidence of swarm cells. Just a good looking hive here. Same thing here. They're drawing out some comb on that side. All right, so they're a little bit rowdy now. They're not very happy with me being in their hive right now, so I'm gonna try to get everything put back together fairly quickly. Plus I'm standing in front of their entrance and I don't like that. Let's get these frames back in here. You see they were protecting that honey right there. All right, so, and unlike last time, I'm gonna make sure that we get these frames pushed together the way that they should be pushed together. And then I'm gonna back up and I want you to see all of the bees that were behind me trying to get in the hive. They had lined up. Let's check and see if we have any eggs today. Yep. The girls do a really good job. Every day they have 2 to 3 eggs. And we've got 2 today. You can see they're over here hiding from me right now. These are the little ones. They haven't started laying yet. So we got our hive inspection completed. Things are looking great with the hive. Honestly, could not ask for more at this point. This hive is only like 6 weeks old. What the colony's doing right now is the queen is really trying to work to build up the colony. So that means she's laying, could be thousands of eggs a day to try to build up that colony. Then those workers the nurse bees are feeding those eggs or feeding that larva after it hatches, nursing it to a point where then they will cap it over. Then it will hatch into new baby bees that will then do their orientation flight and start heading out and grabbing more nectar and more pollen to bring back to the colony to build up those stores in preparation for winter. I mean, it's only July, but they're preparing for winter right now. They're doing everything they can to survive this next winter. And so whatever we can do to help them is what we're doing. You know, we probably will not take any honey from this hive this year. It'll be all theirs so that they can have a really good winter and have enough food to survive the winter. If you're enjoying the videos here on Catalpa Apiary, go to our page, our YouTube page, and give us a like. Like the page, like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That really helps us grow our presence here on YouTube and grow our apiary out. That's That's the goal of what we're doing here. We're wanting to grow the apiary and educate you on how to do some backyard bees if you want to. I mean, this is my first year at doing it. I am learning everything I can. I'm sure I'm making mistakes along the way. I'm sure I'm using the wrong terminology. I know in the last video, I talked about the top hive instead of the top box of the hive. So I'm using, you know, tons of wrong terminology here, but I'm learning as I'm building out the apiary here. And so you liking and subscribing to our content, our channel, really helps us out here. You'll notice I'm missing my other little sidekick here. Coy David isn't with me today. I'm sure he would love to be on camera today. He's loving filming the videos and just interacting with the bees. The things that he's learning is just amazing to me. And that's one of the things that I'm really proud of with this channel, or the things I really hope to accomplish with this channel, is to educate him on nature. You know, I grew up on the farm down in Cheatham County. And so I was around chickens and pigs and horses and, you know, all types of nature all the time. We had gardens, you know, we were constantly, you know, just around animals and things like that. And with Coy David, you know, most of his life has been spent in the city so far. And so one of the things I'm really hoping with this channel and with the bees is that I can educate him on, you know, the things that I enjoyed as a kid. And, you know, if he wants to get involved in those things, I think that would be wonderful. Certainly not something that he has to do, but if he wants to, I think that's a wonderful thing. Let's do one last look at the bees here. As you can see, they're calming down a little bit after me being in their hive. I'm sure they weren't happy about that.